Hi, how are you guys? I didn't see you guys for a quite a long time, I think, because I was a little kind of busy. Last week was wedding and so many things. Actually, yesterday I had my birthday, and I'm so glad because my birthday falls exactly on Independence Day of Israel. That's an amazing thing. Actually, I was supposed to be in Israel this year, but due to the wedding, so I couldn't able to go there. It would have been a nice thing because 70th Independence Day Israel is celebrating right now. It's absolute phenomenal all over the world. People were gathering there, and they had a beautiful life march. They made it through the Jerusalem streets, and I missed it, but I was watching it online. The live marches. So I was so busy last week I couldn't able to come to the system. But today we will discuss about the same Torah portion, Mattot Massoi, which is the one on Mattot means stronger, and Massoi means travel, and or move, or doing a relocation places. So today I'm going to talk to you kind of a very interesting subject about the high priest. When the high priests are called in for the services yearly once during the Yom Kippur day, they used to go to the temple and they stay inside their chamber. There is a high priest chamber there. In this high priest chamber, this was built by wooden, so it's called a wooden chamber. And they stay there for a week, purifying themselves, cleansing themselves, and especially on the night before they enter into the Holy of Holies. And last time also, not even last time, a couple of weeks back, I was telling that they don't even allow to sleep in the night time, because before entering into the Holy of Holies, because sometimes they believe that maybe Satan might enter to their minds through their dreams or something. So they were not allowed to sleep even before going into the Holy of Holies. So I was thinking that they're supposed to be continuously praying, sitting down and praying, and purifying themselves, completely cleansing themselves. That's what it is called, the holy chamber inside the Jerusalem temple, before they could go into the Holy of Holies. But this was built in wooden chamber. Why wooden chamber? And this wooden chamber was covered, during the first century, during the first temple and second temple. There was twice when the Babylon attacked Jerusalem. They destroyed the temple and came back. By Nehemiah and Ezra, they rebuilt the temple again. That was the second temple. Between the first temple and the second temple, there were people lived, or the high priest lived, were so righteous people, and there was no changes in the wooden chamber, nothing. It was purely wooden chamber. And meaning, why the wooden chamber? What's the purpose of the wooden chamber? Because the purpose of that one is that represents the life's longevity, or because the trees represent in this world as a living, the longer living organism in the world is tree. So the wood represents the wooden represents the longevity of the life. So this was the life is sustained by this, symbolically is meant, for the wooden chambers they made in that way. So the holy priest can go inside and come. But after the destruction of the first temple, and after the temple reconstruction of the second temple, what happened? Totally things changed. They changed the wooden chamber. They had the wooden chamber, but they covered with the cement or something. They totally covered it. And then they also changed the name of wooden chamber to Parhadrin. Parhadrin means the commissioner or the collector, or the one who gathers everything. So they changed the name of this wooden chamber. They changed the structure of this wooden chamber, and which was so unusual. So what is the purpose of this one? Because as I said, that wooden chamber means the longevity or the long life. So, for example, there is one of the law talks about where the asylum cities. Asylum cities were built. Jericho was an asylum city. It was built because if anybody does any crime or anything, if he murders or anything, if he is afraid of that he would be killed by their relatives or someone else, he takes an asylum in that city. So if he enters into asylum city, no one should go into the asylum city and kill him or touch him. So he can stay in the asylum city unless the high priest dies. The holy of the holy, the high priest dies, and the high priest lives forever, longer time. So that represents the life of these asylum people is so long, because as long as the high priest lives, they can live. So it represents the longevity of the life, the sustainability of the life. That's what the wooden chamber represents. But after the second temple rebuilt, total change, because the Greek Rome kingdom came in, and Roman people, they started appointing different people, and even the high priests were so corrupt, and they were hired by the Rome authorities, and there was a lot of corruption was going. So they changed the system into annual basis, yearly basis. There is only one high priest, so he can rule the place only 1 year, then they get changed. And it was kind of a very, because it's kind of very unusual. And what is these things happening over here? So what is the point in this one? Is there anything that biblically talks about that? And is it okay to change the things inside the Jerusalem temple, holy temple? So much of mysteries were going on there. See, the high priests were so corrupted those days, and they take money, or they fake money with these people, and they do bribery for the Roman kingdom, and they try to enter into the for the position's sake. Well, is this happening in the modern days? Well, I left all these things to your conclusion. So when this yearly basis changed, that's kind of something different, because they have to stay inside the wooden chamber for 1 week. That is the Yom Kippur time. Yom Kippur time comes after the Rosh Hashanah, the New Year of Jewish festival, and it's supposed to be the holiest day of the whole year. That's the Yom Kippur. So people go on the Day of Atonement. They cleanse themselves. They repent themselves. They forgive themselves. So that's the day that they purify themselves. It is the purification process of the Yom Kippur day, and that's the week that they stay inside. Even the high priest needed to be cleansing, and they need to have a total transformation. It is not taking away some part of your life, but it is a total, complete transformation. That's the reason that they go inside that one. So it was closed by the cement, and to represent the it's a radical change of the high priest lifestyle. It's a complete, total transformation, because he has to do something. Parhadrim, when you can dissect the name of the Parhadrim, that means the ox, mountain, and the law. See, those days they are offering these oxes and all this stuff, because what happened when these offerings, the sacrifices, it reaches up, it goes up, it has to go up. When we offer certain things, when we burn certain things, it has to reach to God. That's what the offering meant by. So, this is a time period we must put all our egos, all our complexities, all our jealousy, anger, and you name it, all these things, lust, everything, we need to offer in this time period of Yom Kippur, and that should be, smoke, like a smoke, it goes up in upward. It goes, that's the representation of that one. And in return, God gives the mercy and blessings. It comes through the waters of, it blows down here. That's the longevity of life, that the trees grows and the trees lives for a longer time. That's the wooden chamber. That's what it is. So even the priests needed to have some kind of a cleansing in the process, because they must. Sometimes what happens when the priests go inside without cleansing or anything, and then they were beaten by the angel, and they dead, and they had to pull them from the Holy of Holies by the chain tied in their legs. They usually used to have a chain tied up in their legs before entering into the Holy of Holies, because you never know, because they're cleansed or not cleansed. The angel might come and beat them up, and if they die, they pull them out. So this was happening in the temple, second temple. Okay, so that's the reason that they built these wooden chambers and the longevity story. And it is also for us too, because when we think of our life too, we need the total transformation should happen in our life. You see, it is not that just only one sin that we cleanse it. It is a complete transformation. Means it's a complete, total transformation. When the high priest, they enter into the Yom Kippur time in the holy chambers or the wooden chambers, the dress they were wearing was just a simple linen, as very, very nice linen clothing. On ordinary days and normal days, we already studied about the priests' high clothing, because they were wearing all those jewelries and all those colored breastplates and everything, big clothing. But when they enter at the time of Yom Kippur, at the time of cleansing them, they go with a very, very transparent, nice clothing, because that's how you enter in there. You lose everything. You cannot go with all your egos and everything. Complete, total transformation. It's a transparent, complete, total transformation should happen. That's what it happened in those chambers, and they did this Yom Kippur thing, and when they went in the Holy of Holies. Folks, even the high priest needed to have this one. See, I always tell this one, the Bible is completely, totally about morality, nothing else. It is a book of high moral condition. It's a high morality thing. We need to observe those things. If we don't observe it, we don't know what is sin, what is not a sin. So that's what the point is. When we needed to have this total transformation, when our egos, our selfishness, our proud and our pride and our vengeance or jealous, some people are so sophistically they will exhibit their vengeance. They're so proud of themselves. They think that they know everything. They can do everything, and they slowly block the other people also. I've been there in the situation several times. They will do this, especially the pastors or high priests. I've been there. They will totally block you up in a decent way, as if they will invite you, they'll talk to you sweetly, but when they come to know if this person is danger, they'll slowly avoid you. These type of things should be burned when you come to the Holy of Holies, before you enter the Holy of Holies. This is the process they were doing, folks. It was the wooden chamber, the holy chamber, converted into Panahadrim, meaning you are a total transformation. You have to, must and should take a total transformation and be a best person and be the good person that God can smell your transformation. The aroma of the transformation, God will smell, and He'll pour the blessings in the holy chamber, and you will live your life along the longevity of your life. Today and this week is a week of the March of Life. So folks, I hope you understand what I'm talking. I'll come back with something else on next time. Until then, Shabbat Shalom. Enjoy your week. Bye.